You could arrive in Canada with a perfect 800 plus credit score back home and still be treated like you have no history whatsoever, because Canada does not recognize foreign credit files. That thin file status can cost you over $2,500 extra on a single $25,000 car loan, and I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it fast. I read the fine print so you don't have to. Canada's two main bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion, score you on a 300 to 900 scale, but here's the catch newcomers miss. You don't start at the bottom of that range, you start with no score at all. Lenders call this being credit invisible, and it's the single reason your borrowing costs more here. Let me show you what credit invisibility actually costs. On a $25,000 car loan over 5 years, a bank-qualified borrower might get 6%, paying around $483 a month. A newcomer treated as high risk can be offered 16%, pushing payments to about $608 a month. That gap is roughly $8,000 in extra interest purely because your file is thin, and that's before landlords and utilities start asking for deposits. Your very first move is getting your social insurance number from Service Canada, either online or in person, bringing your passport and immigration documents. Then within a few days, walk into any major bank, RBC, TD, Scotiabank, BMO, or CIBC, and open a basic checking account using your SIN and landing papers. This is the foundation for every credit product that follows, so do it in your first week, not after you've settled. Within 2 weeks, apply for a secured or newcomer credit card using your SIN and bank account. You'll usually put down a refundable deposit, often between $50 and $500, according to newcomer guides from Arrive, Then Thrive, and Navi Living. These starter cards are illustrative examples, not a recommendation. Always check the specific terms and your own circumstances before applying, because a secured card is the fastest legitimate way to start a Canadian file. Here's the mistake that silently drags newcomers down: utilization, meaning how much of your limit you're using. Most guides recommend staying below 30% of your limit, and newcomer-focused advice from Neo and Navi. Living notes that keeping it below 10% can actually speed up score growth. On a $500 card, that means keeping your reported balance under $50 to $150, using it only for small regular things like transit or your phone bill. Payment history is the largest single factor in your Canadian score, so remove human error entirely by setting automatic payments from your checking account to clear the full statement balance every month. Paying in full means you carry zero interest and never miss a due date, which is exactly the behavior bureaus reward. 6 to 12 months of perfect on-time payments is what turns an empty file into a usable score. After 6 to 12 months, request your free credit reports from both Equifax Canada and TransUnion Canada, and verify your name, address, and accounts are all correct. Errors here quietly cost you. If your file is still thin, add a second positive trade line like rent reporting or a small credit builder loan and pay it on time. 2 well-managed accounts with no late payments can get you to a 650 to 680 score within 12 to 18 months per Neo and Navi Living. Before I get to the most counterintuitive part of this, let me show you the biggest number of all. If a weak credit file keeps you renting for 2 extra years at $2,200 a month instead of qualifying for a mortgage, that's $800 gone to rent that builds you no equity, according to modeling from Arrive, Then Thrive, and Navi Living. Combine that with the car loan penalty and the deposits, and a slow credit start can cost a newcomer $60,000 to $70,000 over their first 5 years. Now, the counterintuitive piece. The biggest mistake newcomers make is deciding credit cards are dangerous and avoiding them until they feel settled. Doing that keeps you credit invisible for longer and forces you into higher deposits and higher rates, according to immigration.ca and RBC. Responsibly using a small limit secured card with low utilization is actually the fastest, safest way to build a real Canadian score. If this is useful, subscribe. The next breakdown is already coming. The second mistake is subtler. Take Aisha, a newcomer in Toronto. She was putting about $450 a month on her $500 secured card and paying it off in full, so she assumed she was doing everything right. But her balance was reported at roughly 90% utilization before the payment landed, silently keeping her stuck in the fair range. The fix is simple. Keep the reported balance low, ideally by paying down before the statement closes. Let's run it back fast. Get your SIN and a checking account in week 1, open a secured or newcomer card within 2 weeks, and keep your utilization under 30%, ideally under 10. Then automate full payments every month, and at the 6 to 12 month mark, pull both bureau reports and add a second trade line. That path can take you to 680 plus within 18 to 24 months. The single biggest lesson here is to build your Canadian credit file before you need it, because the day you want a car or a mortgage is far too late to start. Next, I'm covering exactly how newcomers can qualify for a first mortgage in Canada, and the down payment rules nobody explains up front. If you want to catch that one, subscribe so you don't miss it.